3 races left to crown a Gatorade Cup Series champion. Chase race number 8 of 10 heads to the Fontana Speedway here in Fontana, California. This is the Sony 500, 38 laps around this 2-mile Auto Club Speedway, one of the craziest racetracks on the Gatorade Cup Series schedule. Keyshawn Richardson, one of our chasers, on pole for today's race. To his outside second, the 45 of William Seaman. Then the second row, Derek Hamill and Luke Rennie, 2 teammates. And bring out the top 5, California native Levi Shones. Then in 6th place, we have Anson and Charbois. 7th, it's Roman Fenway. 8th place for Ronan Curtis. In 9th, we have Michael Gregory. And John Thebe for the 9-9 rounds up the top 10. Back behind them, we have Zachary DeLello down to his inside, the 40 of Sebastian Kukulon. Then there's Bibi Ruiz in the 47 and the 11 of Jake Galloway. Then second in points, Trey Rennie won last race out Pensacola, looking for another one to try and get himself up into the points lead, but down to his inside, the points leader, the 44, Georgia Satomu. Then there's Jay Jefferson in the 78 and the 83 of Max Rossi, along with Keegan Thompson and the 22 of Jay Rando. Then there's TJ Hanley and Coluigi the 42, along with Riley Spurley Tube and the 38 of Anthony Fox's teammate. Then there's Riley Sampson and the 5 of Jeff Bright, won the last time out here in California last season. Evan Hunter third in the points, Marshall Burrow the 07 down to his inside, along with Landon Lyons and Colton Yo the 01, along with Eli Bright and Diego Gapez. Then there's Max Anderson and Carter Friesen, the 8 of Anthony Hernandez and the 41 of Tommy Fletcher Jr., Colin Teague and Griffin Lynn, Jose Mills, Conrad Evans, and the final row, Noggin Scott the 48 and the 19 of Scott Upton. There's our 402 car starting lap for racing here at Auto Club in the Sony 500. Let's go on trackside to fire these cars up.
Drivers, start your engine!
Gavin.
42 cars moving here at the Auto Club Speedway to do battle in the Sony 500 here in Fontana, California. 3 races left to crown a champion, and it has closed in after Georgia Satomu did not have the best of days at Pensacola. The point standings, Satomu 7 points up on Trey Rennie, 8 points up on Evan Hunter. Those are right now the 3 breakaways in terms of the championship. Griffin Lynn can try and close in, currently 16 points back, but down below him, it may take a miracle for drivers like TJ Henley and Roman Fenway, who are currently 20 points back. So how's it going to go here in Fontana, California? 38 laps, Keyshawn Richardson, William Seaman, those lead us to the green flag and the Sony 500. Everyone steps on the gas. They scatter out 3 and 4 wide already. Green flag racing at Auto Club. Down to the inside goes the 9 of Michael Gregory. The first lap lead will go to the 7 of Levi Shones. Gregory, the push from Kukulon, tried to make it work. Already 3, 4 wide in the pack off to turn 1. Satomu made his way up inside the top 2, but now shuffled aside by Jay Jefferson. Satomu middle of 4 wide as they come off turn number 2. And Trey Rennie on the opposite end of that spectrum. Started on the outside, found his way down to the inside, right behind Coluigi and Keegan Thompson. Now Trey's trying to get up there and get ahead of this pack in case an early crash happens. Yeah, the trends normally say a crash will happen in the first 5 to 7 laps here in this race, maybe even sooner than that. So these drivers are on edge, especially if you're in the championship, and especially for Evan Hunter, who started at the back of the field, so he has to worry about if that crash happens. Will it happen in front of me? Will I be able to get up ahead of it before it happens? Satomu and Trey right now side by side to turn 1. Trey overtakes Satomu in the inside lane. Kukulon leads his teammate Luigi to the inside, and here comes Trey Rennie. Satomu got very loose there in the middle of the pack. That 44 was on edge there off the corner. And Trey Rennie, the last time he was at this racetrack in the Gatorade Cup Series car, he was flying in the air in the 18, way up in the air. He's hoping that doesn't happen here this season, so he can try and close in and possibly take the points lead for the championship. Satomu now middle of 5. They split the 42 and the 40 of the teammates. Now Satomu in the middle of it, Trey Rennie with them. Evan Hunter's hoping they don't crash now. All 3 championship contenders could be taken out if they crash. We have one in the wall. Shones walled it. Oh, contact in the wall, and around they go. 41 and others. Satomu is involved in the 44 car. Thompson the 20, and they stack up in the pack. Evan Hunter is in it, the 43 as well. 31, 83, 99, 78. But the major concern is the two championship contenders, Satomu and Hunter. Satomu entered as the points leader. Hunter entered second in points. Excuse me, third in points. And a lot of cars taken out. Charles escapes with the race lead. Trey Rainey escaped as well in the 18. And he's actually lucky that when they first started to spin, he's lucky they first started to spin down towards the inside, not the outside. If they spun up the racetrack, Trey would have absolutely been involved. But since they spun down low, Trey was able to gas up and get away. And not many were able to get away. I would say maybe about a dozen to 15 clean race cars. As the track just kind of got clogged up, no one could go anywhere. And there are going to be a lot of damaged cars. Let's go see what happened. Early caution flag out. Satomu, Hunter, two big names involved in this one. We've said it before about this racetrack, 5 wide rarely works here. There's maybe a 5% chance you will get it to work. And right here, Satomu trying to give Seaman room, Seaman trying to give Luigi Nyo room, and 45 into the 44, then into the 9 out, spins it down to Tommy Fletcher Jr., into the 00 of Colin Teague. Evans spins around. There's Keyshawn Richardson, Luigi and Trey Rainey barely missed it on the outside, but then the rest of the field just collected. You can see Mills getting into it by, it looks like, Max Rossi. Hernandez got away. There's Conrad Evans. Eli Bright almost had missed on the inside. He clobbered his teammate Nongan Scott. There's Jay Jefferson, Levi Shones, Max Anderson. There's Evan Hunter, Riley Sampson, Jonathan Buford. Hits Jay Jefferson right there. Luke Rainey at the back of the crash. The same with the 16 at DeLello. Griffin Lynn in the middle of it. 66 Landon Lyons. A ton of cars involved in this early caution flag. It's definitely going to change how the rest of this race runs. Now we're going to have a ton of lap cars that we're going to catch. And it's very possible that this race could go clean and green to the end because so many cars got damaged in this. It could be now a race of trying to get through lap traffic the best. And who will be the lap cars but some of our championship contenders? And how's Griffin Lynn? How is his car? Has he escaped possibly without damage? You can see the uncontrolled slide to the inside for the 99 and some others. See Hernandez get through on the inside. Hunter had it slowed up, but I think Shones hit some drivers into him. There's Lynn trying to pick and choose his way through. He did a pretty good job. If he got some damage, it's only very minor. So good job at Griffin Lynn picking and choosing his way through the chaos here on the backstretch. Side by side back around. Anson and Charles leads the 07 back around to the start-finish line. And it's Roush Racing's Anson and Charles out in front early on here in the Sony 500 at Auto Club. Green flag this time by, and there'll still be 30 laps to go when we take it. Anson and Charles still the race leader. Cars out. Eli Bright, Jonathan Buford, Nonigan Scott, Levi Shones, and Carter Friesen. Still 37 left running, but I would wager at least half, if not more, of those cars that are running are in some way damaged. The front few aren't. Anson and Charles, Marshall Burrow, Riley Spurley 2, William Seaman, and Colton Yeo, they are clean, along with Cole Luigi. Second in points, Trey Rainey, Scott Upton, Diego Pez, and Derek Hamill. Then Anthony Hernandez, Conrad Evans, they have some clean race cars. The cars back behind questionable, like Fenway, Jeff Bright, Randall, Fox, DeLello, Lynn, Ruiz, Luke Rainey. That's the front 20. We're back green here in Fontana. And a great jump for Anson and Charles gets away from the 07 of Marshall Burrow. Riley Spurley with the California Highway Patrol paint scheme, and looks like 07's going to move aside. Maybe Spurley has his lights on, telling him to get out of the way. He wants to get up here at the front of this pack and lead it. They see Satomu in the middle. The 44 is one of the slower cars back here, if not the slowest. Hunter is with him in the middle lane as well, so these two maybe just associate each other. We'll see if Hunter, if maybe he can try and get by Satomu if he's just a little bit better than the 44 is. Yeah, because, I mean, even though Hunter isn't going to leave as the points there at this stage in the race, he can still leave closer to Satomu. He entered 8 points behind him, so every point he can try and gain off this 44 here today is 1 point closer to the points lead. He's not going to gain 8 points with how this day is going to end up. He can gain 2 or 3 or even 1. Even 1 point would be just fine as long as he enters closer than he was when or as long as he exits closer than he was than where he started the day out. I'm sure he'll be fine with that, move on to the last 2 races, and still with a shot to fight for the championship. These drivers racing still aggressively. 4 wide as the 26 Anson and Charles continues to lead. They might be 5 wide again. I believe they are. You can see Seaman rubbing off the 8 of Hernandez, trying to give everyone room. This is not what this front pack wanted to have happen, though. You can see Upton going really wide the 19. They're trying to give everyone room. Down to the inside in green, Trey Rainey. And Trey right now in this main pack, one of the few chasers up here. He's definitely hoping they can gain the points lead after this day. 7 points behind Tsutomu entering the day, but Tsutomu being one of the more damaged cars at the back of the field. Trey Rainey right now clean and in the main pack. The door is wide open for Trey Rainey to drive through it and claim the points lead. We'll see if he can get it done. 11 laps down, still Anderson and Charbot leading the way, but the pack is running him down. The 88 Yepes on the outside, 10 of Griffin Lynn to the inside, and Trey Rainey with the 10. Lynn for the race lead off turn number 2. Barely missed that crash. And he needs to miss it. And now he's going to have to possibly win here today. You think about the amount of points he can try and gain on Tsutomu, with Tsutomu being damaged at the back of the field. Lynn entered the day 16 below the points lead. So a win could make up 12, 11, 10 of those points. And he can enter the final 2 races within 10 points of the points lead. But still lots of time left here today. Trey Rainey is going to lead the 12th lap here in Fontana. Ruiz to the inside the 47, DeLello with them as they race off to turn number 1. Speeds of over 200 miles an hour getting down to these flat corners. Down the back stretch. The pack trying to keep it calm. By keep it calm, I mean 3 and 4 wide. As here comes Jeff Bright, 1 year last season. It was the first Auto Club race last season in which he won. Got to victory lane and a photo finish. He beat out Riley Sproul to do so. Cameron Evans looking for his first ever Cup victory. Spun around in that first caution. He was involved in the accident. Spun down though. Didn't get damaged from the spin. He's still up here challenging. He's currently in the race lead. And Colton Yo dominated at Pensacola in the Gatorade Cup Series, but won the Target Series race at Pensacola and won in the Target Series race here yesterday, dominating, leading every single lap. Yo looking for another GCS win at a track where he's won in the Target Series, just like at Pensacola. Scott Upton, now Derek Kimmel's going to force out to the inside. Trey Rainey, the 18 with them. Riley Spurgeon just behind Trey. How big would it be for Trey if he could go back-to-back in his final season as a full-time Gatorade Cup Series competitor? 4 wide. Riley Spurgeon takes it to the bottom in the 28. Anthony Fox, his teammate with them. There goes Spurgeon to the inside. Fox, does he go with them? Does he look lower? Down the back they race. Right now, this pack of cars will see how big it is. Big Brew has last of them 18 cars. Make it 19 in this main pack, 20th on back out of it. There might be some of those cars back there that would be able to hang on, but I think they got stuck by some damaged cars. So they're hoping that maybe another yellow flag comes out and they can try and get caught up with this main pack, because I think there are some cars back there that would be fine to be up here as long as they had draft. They might not be able to lead a group, but they would be able to maybe stay up here with draft. Marshborough 7 leads to turn 1. 17 Roman Fenway, one of our chasers, down towards the inside. He needs to make up 20 points on Tsutomu, so he needs to make up a big chunk here after the 44 at issues. 10 of Griffin Lynn, 26 Anson and Trubot, forcing down to the inside. There's still a good amount of chasers in this main pack. I count 4 right there under a blanket. Colton Yo makes it 5 up here, so there's about 5-6 chasers. And Anthony Fox also up here. There's still about half the chasers left in this main pack of 18 cars. Make it 19 cars. 16 laps down, Anson and Charles Bois back out front of the 26. Jeff Brett the 5 moving towards the inside. 2 Hendricks Bullets have been retired from the race. Their other 2 is up here in the main pack, battling each other. Yepes in that orange and white number 88. Jeff Brett at number 5. We'll have to see where lap traffic is. There's Jay Jefferson, the slowest out there. He's coming off turn 4 now, so we'll definitely catch him in the next few laps. TJ Hanley about a straightaway in front of Jefferson. So not going to be long until we catch him. Then 3 cars, Kukulon, Fletcher Jr., and Thompson. There's Curtis, Galloway, Sampson, and where's Tsutomu? There he is, just behind Max Rossi. Evan Hunter has 2 points in front of him. He's actually in this pack that is just behind the main pack. There are 2 points up for grabs for Hunter. Keyshawn Richardson and Luke Rainey. If there's no yellow flags, that's possibly points that George Tsutomu will never be able to gain. For the race lead, Diego Yepes. Lynn just got by the 26. Yepes wants it from the 10 now. Diego out front now in the Sony 500, coming around to 20 laps of racing to go. This front pack is racing aggressively. Jeff Bright was on the quarter panel. Trey Rainey, I thought he was going to spin him out through the corners. They all did a great job escaping him. But now we have to worry about lap traffic. And these guys have to maybe sort out this 4 wide, because once we catch Jay Jefferson, that could cause an accident if they stay 4 wide. Scott Upton digging on the bottom of that 19, so much grip down there. Was able to rotate very well on the bottom of the racetrack. Charles back clear for the racing. Yepes getting the push from Lynn off to turn 3. There they go. Yepes trying to block, but Lynn goes low. 3 wide. Halfway this time by in the Sony 500 at Fontana. 5 wide in the pack. DeLello rubbing with Cold Luigi. Some bumper grabs there. Halfway at Auto Club. 19 laps of racing to go. Lap traffic looming ahead. We'll catch Jay Jefferson first. Hanley the next one if they don't crash, getting around the 78. Where does Jefferson go? Who gets around? Who gets halted? And who might lose the draft? Jefferson will move high. Lynn is by. The middle and inside. They'll filter on the inside. They'll stay with the draft. Cars have been stuck on the outside. Yepes, Charles, Upton, Hernandez the 8, and Randall the 22. The rest of the pack filtering down towards the inside. There goes Charles moving low. Keeping Yepes back behind the 78. Who else can break low? Rando has to get by. He's one of our chasers. There goes Yepes. Everyone's going to get around the 78 there. So will they be able to just keep touch with the pack? I believe they will. I think they just got around in time. And Lynn might get swallowed up whole right here if these drivers stay committed to each other. We got a battle for second. Hamill with a nice run down to turn 3. That was a big time run out of that 12 car. And he's going to move for that second position on the 45 at Seaman. As they race now down to the start-finish line. 17 laps remain. And we're catching now TJ Hanley. The next lap car. How does he play into things? Derek Kim with a nice run off turn 2 as a run down to Griffin Lynn. Seaman trying to fill the hole on the outside and does a nice job at that. Seaman on the outside. Hamill now. They'll race door to door. And there's Hanley. Which lane goes, which lane doesn't? That's the question. 4 wide. Trey Rainey just behind that. As Seaman still hanging tough on the outside, Derek Hill will not let that 12 clear. But here comes Lynn onto Hanley. Off to turn 1, Lynn takes to the inside. The 12 also goes around. They're sliding up each other back here. Jay Randall trying to get around. Hanley's going to move up to the outside. Seaman Fox up there. The 07, Marshall Burrow. 47, Bibby Ruiz. Trevor is once again going to filter by this lap traffic and keep touch with the main draft. The rest of the cars trying to say they can do the same. As we have the pit stops happening. The 8 and others coming down pit road. Green flag pit stops. We're not used to seeing them because we're used to seeing some yellow flags here, but these long green flag runs lead to pit stops. Hamill, Charles, and Hernandez, the first cars in to pit road. The 66 will also enter. So now the question is, will a yellow flag come out and trap those guys maybe a lap down, or will we keep it clean and green? And depending on when you pit, you know, we could have an accident with cars hitting pit road and stuff like that, so don't count out any possibility of stuff like that happening. We'll see who enters this time. It looks like the 42 Mike Deffley. The 10 of Flynn also looks like he's coming in. There they come. Front 2 in. Conrad Evans a late move to pit road. Trevor is going to enter with the race leaders, trying to keep that draft as everyone tries to get woed up to pit road speed and not run into the guys in front. So everyone does a great job of this pack doing that, as now the race leaders, we'll see where they are. There they go. Now it's Upton and Jeff Bright. They've stayed out. Colt Yo, Bibby Ruiz, and Roman Fenway as well. Lap car handling. Then there's the second pack of Teagan Hunter. So Upton now out front. The leaders are doing these next few laps. We'll see how our race leaders do on pit road. Taking 2 tires will be 2 and go. Some lap cars, Thompson and Curtis leaving. As there are the race leaders in the background pitting. I believe all of them have at this stage. 4 tires and go. Lynn leaves. Where does Trey Rainey come out? One of our championship contenders. There he goes. He'll merge up with Riley Spurley-2. So now these second pack drivers, who maybe came down to repair damage, Bibby Ruiz has stayed out. These second pack drivers are staying out longer, hoping that maybe they can tramp these guys lap down. A yellow flag comes out. They would be the race leaders. Drivers like Colin Teague, Evan Hunter, and Luke Rennie, who were slower because of damage. But I also believe that maybe some of them came down pit road to repair some of that damage. So here they come into pit road, the race leaders. Ruiz still staying out in the 47. Same can be said for Luke Rainey. So Bibby Ruiz still out there in the 47 car. There he is. With 12 laps to go, how long can he make this tank last? And will a yellow flag come out and possibly just give him a victory? That's what Ruiz is banking on right now. I mean, there's no way he wins if he pits under green. I just don't see. He's lost the draft. He has no draft whatsoever. Some of those guys that have already pitted, they have draft. Ruiz do win this time in the 47. Here he is coming in now, coming around to 11 to go. Luke Rainey as well will come in. There's Scott Upton. Where's the rest of the pack? Satomu has not yet pitted. He'll finally make the move in. So he was banking on Yellow Flag to come out to help him, but Yellow never came. So still waiting on these things to cycle around. There's Lakar Hanley. They have to get back around him. Griffin Lynn does. Roman Fenway, Code Luigi. They all try to get around. Evan Hunter, he'll merge up with this pack. Is he a lap down or is he on the lead lap? That could be big for the 43. There's Trey Rainey back here. He needs to sort out this battle with Jeff Bright. If they keep battling, they're not going to catch this draft. Hunter actually slowed some of those cars down. There's Colin Teague. There's where he came out. So I think some of these guys just went fuel and go. Because there's Scott Upton, Baby Ruiz as well. So there are different pit strategies. Some drivers took 4, some took 2, and some have taken none. Scott Upton is going to be the provisional leader in the 19. Then Baby Ruiz should be second. Colin Teague should be third. Luke Rainey can merge out this pack as well. And where's Giorgio Satomu? Because he paid late as well. He might have some more fuel. Or he may have just taken fuel only. They're looking for this 44. I think he's still not in the main draft, though. That's how slow he was. Yes, he's still back here. Chasers behind him are Keyshawn Richardson. That might be all the chasers behind. Same with TJ Hanley. So Scott Upton right now in a position to win this race with 10 to go. The lead over Ruiz, 2.5 seconds. The lead over Teague in the pack, 6 seconds. I don't know if they're going to be a second a lap faster or what. They need to be very fast though if they want to run him down. Trevor in the main draft. I believe that's Evan Hunter. Somewhere here. And I believe Hunter's still ailing, though. I think that car is damaged, and you can see it right there. He's lost touch with the draft. Same with Luke Rainey. So those cars obviously not up to speed. However, they did gain some positions, gain some time to try and stay ahead of the drivers back behind. The pack closed in 7/10 that time by. Doing the math, they would probably catch. That's if they could keep this pace up. There's Colin Teague. There's Ruiz. His last lap about the same as Upton's. But he's also getting some draft back here, trying to get by some lap traffic. So Scott Upton has he played it right in the 19. Getting away from the pack. 8 laps to go for the driver of the 19. The pack was 5.3 seconds back last time. Ruiz was 2.6 back. The gap closed into 2.2. The gap back here closing a second. The pack is running our race leader Scott Upton down. 8 to go. It's a race against time. As the pack has been split a little bit right here, you can see how something must have happened. The pack is very, very split. I believe it might have been some lap traffic, because Hunter is now up in that main pack. I believe maybe they caught a lap car in the wrong place. So Scott Upton leads off turn number 4 to 7 to go, but he has to be worried about the pack back behind. Ruiz's last lap was 4/10 better. This lap, worse. But the second pack, better. They gained another half a second, and Trey Rainey is charging in the 18. As the double zero got caught behind the lap car of Curtis, Trey Rainey is now up to 3rd. Jeff Bright Riley'sburg to follow through. Teague still hung up. Charles Bond moves low. Randall moves low. Colton Yo moves low. Derek Hamill. There's Griffin Lynn. Cole Luigi. The 17 of Roman Fenway. Hunter also held up. He has to get low and keep as many points as he can because he'll gain a bunch over Satomu at this stage. 3.5 seconds. Back to 3rd, last lap. This lap, 2.7. Another chunk of change. They'll go 3 right around Baby Ruiz. They've now moved up to 2nd. 5 to go the stripe. They have time. They have time, but do they have the patience? There's Upton all by himself. These drivers already going faster than them down the straightaway. That was 3, 4, 5 miles an hour faster down the end of the straightaway than Scott Upton. 5 laps remain. Can Upton hang on? Or will that pack find a way? That lap, 3/10 cut off. Jeff Bright leads the second pack as they try in their pursuit of Scott Upton. If you want a car to be leading the pursuit, it might be this 28 car, California Highway Patrol. Upton still out there, catching the 11 of Jake Galloway, a lap car, 4 laps to go. And once they just get a sniff of that draft in the 19th, if they ever do, that will be big. They'll just latch onto that and it'll pull them up to that 19. Now 4 laps to go. Do they have the time is the question. Another 3/10, but they need more than that. 3/10 doesn't cut it. They had to make it big inroads, but now that's kind of fallen off. This pack will now catch Jake Galloway. Can they get around this 11 in an orderly procession to try and keep touch with this 19? 3 laps at the start-finish line is all they have left. Jeff Bright running up onto Jake Galloway. Upton running up onto more lap cars. 3 laps to go for the race leaders. Bright's pulled away from the pack. He'll move along Galloway in second. Now 1.2 separates the race leaders. 3 to go. Jeff needs every ounce he can get. Yepes, his teammate, filters through. Trey Rainey's going to filter through the lap car. He'll gain some points off it as well. Riley Spurtube down low. Colton Young will move in line. The 10 and the 00 stuck on the outside behind the lap car. The second pack, though, has now run the 19 down. They've gotten in line, single file. 2 laps to go. They're going to be there. When they get there, what are they going to do with them? 2 laps to go in California. Half a second. They're now there. And lap traffic of Jefferson. And then Riley Sampson. Yepes to second. Catching the 19 of Upton. Jeff Bright will cross back under the 88. Only slowing their progress. Upton by the lap car, Jefferson. White flag this time by. Jeff Bright's going to be the one to try and do it. The 5 moves through to second. Sampson going to halt up Upton a little right there. Jeff can have a little bit of a run. They all scatter around the lap car. Jefferson will move down low. The white flag is shown. Last lap underway in the Sony 500. Trey Rainey trying to get every point he can as the battle for the win. The pursuit is on. Jeff Bright inside of Scott Upton. They caught him now. Can he pass him? Down the back for the final time. Door to door. Anson and Sharp on Yepes are 3rd and 4th in case these front two stall each other out. Sharp has a run to turn 3. Jeff Bright, the last time he won the Gatorade Cup Series was here last season. Off turn 4 for the final time. He'll do it again. Jeff Bright, a last lap pass, nets a victory here at Auto Club again. Jeff Bright wins it in the pursuit of Scott Upton. Just enough time. Bright wins. Trey Rainey should get 10 points. And the points are going to be oh so close entering the final 2 races of this Gatorade Cup Series season. Let's go see the finishing results and the updated point standings. Here's how they finished in the Sony 500 here at the Auto Club Speedway. 1 caution flag for 4 laps here today, and 15 lead changes, 12 different drivers saw the lead at some point in this race, chase race number 8. And for Jeff Bright, it was a last lap pass of Scott Upton. Jeff gets it done, the 5 car. 2nd place to Anson and Charlebois. 3rd place, the most laps led goes to Scott Upton. 11 laps led, all because of the smart pit strategy of his crew chief. Started last in this race, led the most laps, but unfortunately the race was 1 lap too long for that strategy to work out for him. Yepes ends up in 4th, and Riley Spurtube notches the top 5. Jay Reno gets 6th, Trey Rainey 7th place. He's now tied for the points lead. Colton Yo in 8th, Colin Teagan 9th, and Griffin Lynn the 10. He rounds out the top 10. He's closed in as well. He's now 11 points back of the points lead. 12th place, or excuse me, 11th place to Big Brewers, 12th to Anthony Hernandez. Burrow, Luigi Hamill, the top 15, then Chaser Roman Fenway. There's Evan Hunter, 18th place for him. They had him a few more points than what he had originally. Hunter now only 5 points back in these final 2 races. It's about 4 cars to settle for the championship at this stage. If something crazy happens in the next race, it could be more entering Homestead. So look down here for Satomu. Obviously a lot of damage for him. He gets a 24th out of the day in the 44 car, but only 3 points. Only 2 chasers finishing down below him. Keyshawn Richardson finished only by a 10th below him as well, so Keyshawn was right there. If he would have passed him, Satomu would not be tied for the points lead. And obviously, TJ only 1 lap down, the chaser down below him. Cars out from the crash, Carter Friesen, Levi Jones, Noggin, Scott, John DeBeeford, and Eli Bright. At the right side are the point standings. 2 races remain this season, and it is a tied ball game. Trey Rainey and Georgia Satomu tied at 71 points, but only 5 back of them. If they start worrying about each other, they might have to worry about Evan Hunter, only 5 points back right now in 3rd. And then, right behind them, Griffin Lynn, 11 points back, still with a shot, but if he wants to have a realistic shot at Homestead, he needs to gain points at Iowa, make it about 6 points he has to gain. drivers that can maybe try and get up there. Their two teammates are Roman Fenway and Central Bois, but they are both 16 points back. They need a lot to go their way at Iowa to have a shot at Homestead, Miami. And really anyone below that, I believe that their chances are basically dashed at this stage. So we'll have to see how this all goes. 2 races left in the Gatorade Cup Series season. The next 2 might be just as crazy as what we saw right here. We're going racing with the Iowa Speedway for the Advanced Auto Parts 400. I'll see you guys then.